Welcome back to the Crimson Chat, where KU's most inspiring voices take center stage. I'm your host, Kira Hageman, and today we're talking about music, mentorship, and the marching Jayhawk magic with two incredible guests, Dr. Melissa Sawyer and Professor Sharon Toulouse. Together they lead KU's band program with heart, precision, and a whole lot of Jayhawk pride. From game day performances to music education classrooms, their work shapes the sound and spirit of campus life. Dr. Sawyer and Professor Toulouse, welcome to the Crimson Chat. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and before we dive into your roles at KU, let's start with a few get-to-know-you questions. So first, I just want to ask, is there a piece of music that is near and dear to your heart or is special to you?
Oh gosh, I am a huge movie soundtrack buff. So Star Wars, I mean, come on. I wanted to play trumpet because of that soundtrack. So John Williams is my hero.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine's interesting. Appalachian Spring. I think we all have that connection with kind of family ties or memories with music, and that one we were kind of raised up on with my family growing up. So Appalachian Spring by Aaron Copeland.
I love that. It's like random pieces of music that you don't know why, but it's really near and dear to your heart. And it's random, but
Absolutely.
So another get to know you question: if you weren't working in music or as an educator, what would your career be?
Fun fact, I was actually applying to the School of Physical Therapy when I was looking into a master's program.
Wow.
So I would love to do, if I didn't do music, it would probably be doing something with athletics or physical therapy. I was like, I'm going to be an ankle wrapper on the sideline of an NFL team. That was, that was my
Athletics
goal.
is your thing.
Yeah, I love athletics. I played sports in high school, and so that was like my second close passion growing up.
Awesome.
I think for me, just teaching in general, every single one of my family members is a teacher of some sort. I have 7 band directors in the family, but the rest are just teachers, and I think something within that I would have to stay with for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's something in your rehearsal space or maybe your office that tells a story or something about, like, can speak to you?
I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but I have a fart gun in my office, a Minions fart gun. That is just my personality. It's carefree, and this is what you get. This is me, so love it or hate it, and enjoy.
Keep it lighthearted.
Yeah. I have a lot of Jeep toys because I drive a Jeep, and I like to keep it light.
I also have some Toulouse toys that she's given me that kind of inspires me throughout the day. And then I have every job I've had. I've taught middle school to elementary to college students. I have a relic from each one of those times of my life with my students. So it's just a reminder of why I'm doing this. So it's kind of a constant reminder on my walls.
I love that. That's really sweet. So let's talk about the marching Jayhawks and what it's like to prepare for a season. You have a lot of students coming to you, some without former knowledge of marching at all. What is it like?
It's a process. Yes. I mean, we start as soon as one season's over. We start thinking about the next season. What are our shows going to be? You know, what potential games? How can we make it more fun? How can we make it more creative? So we immediately start talking about what our shows are going to be. And then there's a lot of information we put out over the summer. So getting those documents and schedules together. We have meet and greets. Our drumline starts doing some clinics and sessions in the spring. Color Guard, same thing. So it's just kind of one season rolls into the other. So there's a lot of behind the scenes, picking music, picking shows, the administrative side of organizing schedules and documentation to communicate with incoming students.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Dr. Sawyer, I know you do Midwestern Music Camp. Can you explain your role in that and what that looks like?
So actually, Professor Toulouse leads that camp, and I'm her assistant. But I think it's so funny that our roles don't really change. I think we're so good with collaborating with each other that Professor Toulouse is so great with the grand details and overlooking kind of the grand aspects of that. And I'm good at doing the micro details. I think that's the clarinet in me.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of transfers from Marching Jayhawks to when we do camps together. And it's so wonderful because we have future youths or Marching Jayhawks that are coming through those camps that will eventually be with us. That's the hope, at least.
Yes.
So a lot of the planning and things like that look like Marching Jayhawks planning, but in camp form too.
Yeah.
So.
And do you have anything to say about Midwestern Music Camp as well, and one of your favorite aspects of it?
Oh, it's a great opportunity to get to know the campus and some of our faculty, our directors, other students, because we have band students and choral students and orchestral students that are the counselors, so they get to know some people here on campus before they maybe even consider coming to KU. So all of our kids and students and faculty are so great, they just kind of hook them at that early age. So we try to keep it very engaging, very interactive. We try to bring in guest artists, rock groups, pop groups, KU personal people that have been through the program, just to keep it really interesting. It also is a lot of work because you're working with multiple entities on campus. So that also starts kind of now. Now is the time of year that we start even talking about and advertising and connecting with those organizations on campus.
Yeah. So it sounds like for both of you are always working on several projects way in advance.
Yes.
And then also doing your daily roles. So Professor Toulouse, one of those for you I know is men's basketball.
Yes.
And you also lead the university band.
Yes.
Can you speak to that and how they build community, or just any part about it that maybe us as listeners don't understand or know about?
Sure. Well, the basketball band is one of my passions. I was in that band in my undergrad days, and some of my best and most fond memories of my undergrad days were in that band. And so it truly is a dream come true to come back and be a part of that group. And the people we get to work with athletics are just wonderful and so supportive and really love the band. So my goal is always to make that an integral part of the game. How can we impact the game positively, maybe in a way you don't realize? We used to have a volleyball player, Caroline. So whenever they would do like a volleyball recognition on the court, we would always play Sweet Caroline. So little things that we could do to enhance what marketing is doing, key moments of the game. If something really impactful happens and they call a timeout, then we play something big. So it's not just we play this set list and we go from A to B. It's really a thought process of what piece are you playing when and how does it impact the game. And how can I get the crowd riled up to really support our players. So it's fun. It's a fun challenge. There's nothing better than playing the perfect song at the exact right moment. It really is a wonderful feeling. And then university band, I love my university band. We have so much fun. We have a large number of music education students playing secondary instruments, because the better you know how to play an instrument, the better you can teach it. As a brass player, I stink at clarinet. I am a horrible clarinet player, but I played it a ton when I was first teaching, so now I can speak somewhat intelligently on how to play that instrument. So a lot of music ed kids, a lot of non-music majors, majority of the group are non-music majors that just love band and want to keep playing, have that little outlet. I even have some master's students that are here and want to play. We even have a few community members that, just want to keep playing. At one point, I had a 90-year-old man playing clarinet in the group, and it was just one of the most wonderful experiences to have them relive their college days. And it's just a wide, eclectic group of individuals, and they're there because they want to be and they want to have fun, and so we have fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's so great to hear just from the outside, like having the band at basketball games is so great and fun. And without them, I mean, really, it would not be the same. Allen Fieldhouse would not have the same, I guess, vibes coming into it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
University band, that's awesome to have even, I guess, students who aren't music majors being able to, give their shot at music and continue it from high school. I think that's really awesome.
There are other universities that we were speaking with some this summer. They actually cut the band from basketball games because they wanted the seating, and it was it was so sad. And eventually they had enough people complain that they brought back the band, but then they didn't play very much. And so we are so lucky here at KU to get to play as much as we do, because they value that college environment, that college experience. They see the difference between professional sports and college sports. And what's that difference? A live college band. So we're very fortunate here, because I feel bad for those people who don't get to play as much as we do.
Rock chalk.
Yes.
So as a team, how do you both lead the continuance of tradition at KU and innovation in the marching band?
So I'm so lucky that our head band director here actually was in the band as an undergraduate, came here for her master's, and now is here as a director. So tradition is very deep with this one. And so getting to learn the ropes from her. I also got my doctorate here at KU, and one of the things that stuck out most about this university with anywhere else I've either been at as a student or directed at is the tradition. I think KU tradition is so deep, and so getting to learn the ropes from you has been huge for me, and the students wanting to carry that tradition, and knowing we have a new stadium. It's kind of looking slightly different, but getting to see our students build these new traditions kind of organically has been so much fun to watch too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was fun to see last year when we were not at home, the traditions that were starting at Arrowhead, and the traditions that were starting even at Children's Mercy for those 2 games. Tradition is huge, and it means so much to the students everywhere on campus, especially with the band kids though. They want that tradition. Each section has their own little tradition, as you know. Trombones do their funky little mouthpiece thing, and it makes me cringe every time. It's like, that's a $75 mouthpiece. But you know, it's so great, and you're absolutely right. Tradition is so huge here at KU. A former director of the marching band is now at Arizona State, and he was bemoaning the fact that when he went there, they just didn't have the tradition that we did, and he loved it here because of that tradition. And it is important to uphold those traditions and build new ones, and with the new stadium is an opportunity to build new traditions, and also remold some of the old traditions that we just can't keep exact. So that is important. It is very important.
Yeah, I think there's really something to say about KU tradition, and even just as a student, how it makes you feel connected to a community, even if, even to alum or whatnot. It's just, we all have something that we maybe did similarly, and it's important to us. So I think that's really neat to see that in the band as well.
For sure. And one of the things I've loved most about coming back is how the traditions have maintained from when I was in the band. But I think I was most excited to see all the new little traditions that also grew off of those. So like hog call. It was a thing back in my day too. But it's so much more and so much bigger now. It's so great, and we had the opportunity to have the original people who started it sing the hog call for us in its original way, and then we sang it for them, and it was just really cool interaction of old tradition, still tradition, but new and revamped and made to be something even bigger. So I love that aspect about it.
Yeah, that's so great. So is there a moment from whether when you were a student or even just in your roles now, from a performance or a rehearsal that has really stuck with you, that's like your favorite moment?
Oh goodness, so many.
So many, I know. All these memories are flooding back. I mean, being part of the marching band, just the hottest games on the planet, and the sweat dripping down inside that uniform, to the day that I picked my arms up to conduct as a drum major and ice shattered off my coat. I mean, those sound like terrible moments, but they're so ingrained in what you do, and you're there for a reason, and it's worth it, every bit of it. I got to go to Japan with the marching band, and we were employees of a park for 2 weeks, and we marched through this park in our uniforms and did a little street show. That was an amazing experience. And then we also toured China with our wind ensemble when I was there for my master's degree. So amazing opportunities that I've been able to get. Going to a Final Four as an undergrad. Freshman. I was a freshman. I got to go to a Final Four. Just I pinch myself occasionally. You know, every year I take a picture of Allen Fieldhouse and it's like, well, welcome to my office. You know, it's just there's so many great memories. So many great memories.
A lot of life experiences too. That music has been able to bring you. That's amazing.
Absolutely. I've gotten to go so many wonderful places because I was in band.
What about for you?
This year's pregame, knowing the history you guys were making as Marching Jayhawks. I remember crying, actually, just knowing like this is such a momentous occasion that we actually, our first halftime show was about the history of the booth. And know you all were making this huge mark on this new legacy was just, it took my breath away. So that was my moment for sure.
Yeah, and being able to say you directed in the first game of the new booth, that is not something that will ever go away. So that is amazing to be able to say. So you both teach conducting and music education courses. So what's your approach to mentoring future band educators?
So one of my favorite courses I get to teach is actually marching band techniques, and it's our senior music educators that are about to go into their student teaching and become band directors and start to teach marching band. And what's so beautiful is all of them are in Marching Jayhawks. So we use Marching Jayhawks rehearsals kind of as a lab. So we'll do a rehearsal and then we'll come back to the next class and say, why did we do those things? And they can make it really practical. And so they're putting themselves as a director as they're in the Marching Jayhawks, and that is my favorite class to teach. So
really using that real life experience
with
real students.
Absolutely.
So I love she has the students like put on a sousaphone and see what that feels like and understand the torture they're going through, or a tenor drum and how that balances, and now you understand that you shouldn't have them running across the fields in a tenor drum. So I love that. I love watching her students do that. For me, I loved my conducting class. That was such a fun class. There's so much on the other side of sitting in the ensemble. When you're on the podium, you don't realize, or when you're in the ensemble, you don't realize all the little things you do as a conductor to communicate effectively, and even the tiniest little things can really impact the ensemble without them knowing it. We used to have piano players in these conducting classes, and they're like, why am I taking this class? It's like, well, you need to understand what the conductor is communicating, and kind of the same thing, understand our pain and our challenges and the things that we have to communicate to you and the preparation that it takes. And surprisingly, you know what a 4/4 pattern looks like, right? Doing it is a whole nother story. Communicating a cue, that left hand independence, all the little things you just don't think about. And I love those aha moments, and doing the exercises, circle, triangle, and it's like it blows their minds. It's like, you have to have that left hand independence. But I love that class too, because it's really the basic fundamentals of what a conductor does. I always say the number one role of a conductor is to inspire, but if you're not doing this well, you're not inspiring anybody, right? So, but that's one of my favorite parts of that class.
You have to have those mechanics down too first,
Yeah, it's like scales. You gotta have your scales in order to play the music.
True, yeah. So Dr. Sawyer, you have taught in 5 different states. So how has that differed from state to state? What's your experience been like?
It's really interesting how different it really is. I've taught in Texas and Las Vegas, Nevada, and New Mexico, and I'm from Oklahoma, so I'm just down the road really from where I was born. And what's really interesting is the pride in football and the association with marching band. So if I'm in a location that really prides football, marching band is really, really big, and vice versa. So that's been an interesting thing. But what's so great is that it really is kind of a universal language at the same time. So things I'm teaching in Las Vegas are the same things I'm teaching here, and I think I adopted something from every state to bring in my little toolbox here at KU. So
Wow, that's really neat to hear. I mean, but this keeping the basics the same, and those basic fundamentals as well.
Absolutely. And what's so great about teaching college is that you all come to us from different programs that are going to do something slightly different. So we kind of start adopting things that you're learning in those programs, and we're like, ooh, that is a great way. Maybe we'll kind of modify our way to match that, or we're kind of inspired by you guys coming to us with different ideas too. So.
Absolutely. And so, Professor Toulouse, part of your career has to do with being a conductor in the U.S. Army, which is amazing. So what did that role teach you, and about leadership and just music in general? How do you apply that to your career now?
It really helped me learn how to work with another colleague. Honestly. I mean, I've had great mentors and great colleagues, but in that regard, it was, I was kind of the communicator of the commander. I was the XO, the executive officer, and he was blah, 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 and I would go, okay, guys, this is what he really said. So having that understanding of connecting the head person with, the body of the ensemble, that was really important. I learned that the organization of inventory and just a clean hierarchy of communication, really important. And we utilize that with our students now. We have rank leaders, section leaders, drum majors, GTAs, and then us. So it's almost like a chain of command in the military. So it's like, talk to your rank leader first, then you go to your section leader, and then so you utilize that chain of command. And that's beneficial. It's really beneficial, because a lot of things can be fixed in those lower levels before it gets to us, which we have a lot to deal with. So if we don't have to, and it's dealt with, great. And those people are also learning how to solve problems and answer questions as well.
So what's one piece of advice that you would both give to students who want to pursue a career in music education?
That's a good question. I'd say go into every school that you possibly can, just to learn from these incredible mentors. We have, especially in Kansas, we have incredible teachers around here that's willing to give information and help out. I think just getting into those programs and seeing different things, and my whole career, and it's going to continue, it's just, honestly, great teachers steal things. So I wish I had unique ideas, but really it's kind of this culmination of all these things I've seen over the years and adopted to create my own system. So getting out into those classrooms and getting to know other teachers and kind of adopting those things as you go.
Absolutely.
I would say the one piece of advice I give a lot of music ed kids is give it 5 years. Teaching is hard. It is a very hard job, and you don't really feel like you know what you're doing until about year 5. Yes. I remember my first year teaching going, what have I done with my life? I made all the wrong choices. But then by year 3, I was like, okay, I got this. And then year 5 was like, okay, let's move on. I want a master's degree. I want, so it just takes time. There's only so much you can prepare somebody to teach. And some of it is just experience, being out there in the field, teaching kids and reacting, and classroom management and discipline. You can't mimic those things in a college setting. It's a little different than maybe some other degrees on campus, but similar in the fact that you don't know what you don't know until you're there. So 5 years, I'm like, give it 5 years. After 5 years, you're still miserable, then maybe think about a career change. But 5 years, it takes that long to really feel like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and you've both spoken a lot to leadership, teamwork, and pride as well. So what's one thing that you hope your students can say that they have taken away from the music program in general? One thing that you want them to take on to their career?
So with especially Marching Jayhawks, most of our students in that group are not music majors. A huge amount are not music majors. But it's so funny how many resumes we have to write, or any recommendation letters we have to write for them. And when we sit down to write those rec letters, it's like, oh my goodness, all the things that you've shown and learned through this. It's amazing. It's, you're learning discipline, you're learning how to work with each other on a team. You're learning just taking care of your own things while looking out for others. There's so many things we learn through marching band. And when our alumni come back and visit in our offices, they're like, oh, thank you so much for this. This is what I learned, and this is what I'm taking with me in my career now. And I think, that's it.
Wow.
So
I think creating a positive family environment is important in any career. The best jobs are the ones where you love going to work because of the people that are there. Same thing with the marching band. You go to marching band because you enjoy the people that you're with. And that can be translated to any job, any office, anywhere. Some of our colleagues, I know Dr. Smith and Dr. Popeil have said they've worked in offices and in bands programs where the colleagues just weren't as cohesive, and it's just not as fun and successful, I feel. But here we've been very fortunate to have a great connection between all the staff in the band division at the School of Music, and it's just a joy. I look forward to going to work every day, and I want to instill that in our kids as well through the marching band of come, enjoy the family environment and positivity and support that you're going to get in this organization.
Yeah.
So my dad was a band director, and one thing that always stuck with me that's so true even now, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go to work today, he'd say, I'm going to go see my kids. And that's exactly how I feel. It doesn't feel like work. It's just, I love getting to work with our students, and seeing their accomplishments is the best gift ever.
Absolutely.
That seeing them be so successful and just grow. When we get our students from freshman year to senior year, and that growth, oh my goodness, that is the best gift ever as an educator. So
one of my favorite moments was watching, we went to the national championship in New Orleans, and we were back at the hotel, and we were going to stand on the balcony and play for Bourbon Street off of the balcony after the game, after we won. And I got tied up, and I go out there, and my drum major is kicking it off, and the smile on his face and just seeing them enjoy that moment, that brought tears to my eyes. Is just getting to see them enjoy those moments and bring that full circle. Is like, I got to do that now. It's so great to see you guys get to do it.
I think community, especially in careers, is something that I'm hearing come up a lot more, and even in society. People want that connection, and that's really great to see. I mean, you don't see it as a job. You see it as, this is what I do. I'm going to go see my people, and I think that's really special. So, Professor Toulouse, you were named KU Woman of Distinction in 2016. So what does that recognition and purpose, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's a huge honor. I was beyond, amazed that I was selected for that. To be recognized as a female in this role, there's not a lot of women band directors, and in fact none that we know of that have two females running a D1 marching band program. That, to me, it was just a huge honor. I don't know what else to say other than, wow, I was blown away. And hopefully that is a good example for future women music educators that we teach here at KU.
And may I brag on her a little bit?
Yes.
Since she won't do it herself.
Please.
So what you were the second or third female drum major at University of Kansas ever.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know this, but when I was just in my undergrad, I was her biggest fan because she was one of very few female directors, period, at the collegiate level. And there's still very few of us. So having two of us at one institution is amazing, but I've always followed her journey, and she is definitely a pioneer for what we've done, especially in athletic bands. There's very few females, so you really have been a pioneer for, I know, me and all of our students that we even have now. So
Thank you.
And I think women in music is something that's becoming a very big topic, even in the news with Penn State's first female drum major. People are realizing, there are not that many women. So for KU to have two female band directors, I think it's really special. And so as a woman in music, you have done a lot of collegiate level instruction. So what is your vision for the future of KU bands and the Marching Jayhawks?
Oh my goodness. You know what's so interesting, not just with KU, but just in general, presence of women in general is rising. And I think I told you at our leadership meeting, I've seen in the last 10 years this elevation of women in leadership. And I'd have to do the statistics, but I can almost bet you money right now that at least 50-50 are women and gentlemen in our leadership team at KU. And I think that balance is just getting better and better. And I think it's been fun to see a lot of our females grow this confidence that they're gaining leadership positions elsewhere, not just within the band. I very much have seen that lately too. So, and female directors coming out of our program too. Actually, there's more females in my marching band tech class, our future band directors, than men right now, but that balance is just, it's very much improving, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Definitely.
That's great to hear. Do you have anything to say to, I guess, women in music? Or?
I'm a stubborn woman, I would say, and I've just never felt like there were barriers. You know, as a trumpet player, or there were the stigmas of, girls play this instrument and boys play that instrument, and that was never a thing. I've always been so fortunate to have people around me that never put that limitation on me, ever. Even in the military, I've been very supported as a female conductor. That was only the third female conductor in the active Army as well. But no barriers. I've always had this thing of, I can do whatever they do, that's fine. And it just has never been a thing in my mind. And I want to instill that in our women too, is don't approach it as, oh, I'm a girl, I should be doing this. No, you're a human being with an amazing talent, and go out and get the job that you deserve.
Yeah. Gotta love that trumpet mentality.
Right? I know.
Knocking out all the barriers. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's next for KU bands? Are there any exciting performances coming up? What can you tell us?
Well, we're actually slowing down now. We've had some already amazing, crazy performances. Our next show is the Dragons, How to Train Your Dragons. One of our grad students is writing that, and that is the K-State football game. So we're excited to have a normal game for once this season. We have homecoming coming up, which is going to be a Halloween show, and the students are all going to get to dress up for halftime show. And then we have basically our senior recognition, which is, I always want to fail everyone so that they can't leave me, because they're so wonderful. But other than that, marching band, we're going to start a basketball season here. Volleyball is just doing amazing, so we're hopefully going postseason with them. It's just.
We have some fun spring sports that pop up. We're going to do a golf tournament gig
on Monday.
Golf band. We had a basketball band last year. We had track and field, drumline. So
baseball.
There's a lot of different things that will pop up that we're asked to do, and we're like, yes, let's do that. We want to support our athletics in general, so that'll be fun.
I see the directors of those sports are like clamoring to get the band.
Yes.
I had dinner with a few of them. They're like, oh, we love the band. Can you come play my sport now? I want to go. Yeah. And I'm like, golf, really? Okay. Yeah, that was awesome. It was so
great.
fun. It was
so
wonderful. And the team and the coaches and everyone really appreciated it. So I love that we can have that impact for them, and bring that environment to them as well.
Yeah, that's great. I love seeing how this is expanding to different sports throughout KU, and just the work that you both do to make our bands great and to spread the joy of music. I hope you all know that is well appreciated, obviously, and so it's great to see that. And Dr. Sawyer and Professor Toulouse, thank you for showing and sharing your stories through your leadership and your music. Your work reminds us that behind every halftime show and rehearsal is a team of educators building something powerful. And to our listeners, stay loud, stay proud, follow us on social media, and we'll see you next time on the Crimson Chat.